Most people don't want to do this, and I'll tell you why.
Because it's a lot of work.
Testing. I have been working on my kitchen and been building the cabinets. The doors I actually had a company make, but the drawers, I actually made all the drawers. I made all of the drawer faces and everything, and I'm almost done. I have to do some painting, so join with me. We're gonna show you how I do some painting and repainting. Here we go. Welcome to the Roger B. Craft channel. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button and the bell notifications. And so let's get started. I have a sanding block with 150 grit. It's kind of worn a little bit, so it's probably more like a 180 or a 200, maybe like a 180. And so, as you can see, I got the handle up here. I put the handle in the middle of the drawer. I didn't like it, so put it up higher so I don't have to lean over as far. And so we got some holes we filled. Now we're just gonna sand them a little bit. Doesn't take much. Look at that. That's like good. It's gonna need a little bit of wood putty. Check my link below. You can get some of this wood filler I like to use. This is the interior stuff. They also have some exterior. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. I was told about it by a painter and definitely recommend it. It fills the holes really, really good, and then it's really easy to sand. So when I sanded this, I noticed that I can feel it just a little bit, and the rule is if you can feel it, you probably will be able to see it. So I'd rather hit it one more time like this, and you can see that's pretty much all you got to do that quick. So I'm going to hit a few of these other ones where I have the holes, and then just getting stuff ready to paint tomorrow. There we go. All right, here we go. Follow me out to the garage and I'll show you what we got going on so far. So there's the sand buggy sitting again, unfortunately. But what we got are the doors here. We're getting ready to paint. But before we do, I have a little pet peeve about these doors. Let's see if I could get a good shot here. The cabinet doors. Now look at that little line. See that little line? Food, liquid, crumbs, whatever will just get caked in that line. And I didn't put any caulking on this on the other cabinet doors, unfortunately, and I had to put a whole bunch of paint on them to try to get it to seal that line, that gap right there.
So I found some room in my garage free space here.
Not much room, hardly left in the garage, but I got a wet rag that I use, that I wipe the excess caulking on. So what we do is I have this pretty cool thing on here. I have a wire tie that I use to cover the tip, and that's pretty awesome because it keeps the caulking from drying out. I've had this caulking tube cut for several months, and as you can see, it's not dried out. So this little wire nut's a good little handy trick. They sell different sizes. So what I do is just take a little bit of caulking, try and get the littlest bit. If you cut the smallest tip on there, that works best. I usually just do one line at a time, and then you wipe it off, wipe the excess off. If you have a little bit left in the corner, just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Wouldn't worry about it too much. That's good enough. Just a little bit of a amount of caulking in that corner, because what I've learned is that if it's a sharp, deep corner in there, crumbs and stuff will just sit in there and you'll always have a black spot in that very far corner. So if you have it rounded off just a little bit so it's not a sharp corner like it is when it comes from the factory. Oh, where's the sharp corner? Here's the way the sharp corner, this is the way it comes from the factory right here, that sharp corner, which food crumbs, bits, spilled soda pop, red Kool-Aid or whatever will just sit right down in there.
Painting today? Why?
Here we are walking past all the toys to find the, here we go, paint sprayer. Cooking chicken nuggets. So we're this one really light sanding right here, not much. We're just trying to get the rest of those caulking bits off of there, and then I usually run it, and then I usually wipe it with a tack cloth, which you can get at the store. It's just a kind of a sticky tack cloth. You can see some of the little bits on there already. When I paint these, I always like to paint the back first, do 2 coats of this, and then flip it over to the front. And the reason is that if the back sticks a little bit, it's no big deal. But hopefully it'll dry plenty of time before we flip it over. Buggy sitting. My daughter's old bike to use as a hanger. Look at that, that's awesome. So what you do is buy some really high quality sheets so you can use them as a tarp to paint on. That's what I like to do. So we got it all set up here, we're ready to start painting.
Because that's a lot of work.
Woohoo, look at that. Kind of have to spray. You can see I'm spraying this direction to get that right there. I'm kind of spraying this direction to get in that gap right there. And then you got to get the edges. You got to get that stripe. If you put too much on, it's gonna run. And then you're in trouble. So you just put a little bit. I'm fighting with the cord here behind me. It's like a snake. It just wants to constantly gravitate towards our paint project. Get that side there, right there. Looks pretty good, look at that. This paint goes on real easy, so we're gonna do 2 coats. So you want to try and keep parallel when you're spraying. See if I get an angle here with this. So as I'm spraying this like this, you want to keep your sprayer like the same distance as you're painting. You don't want to flip it at the ends like this. You want to try and keep it, run it parallel back and forth. That works out the best. Like this, you can see it from this view. Right straight, you don't want to flip it at the ends like this, or else you'll get it onto your next project. Or else it'll it won't spray evenly. Look how freaking awesome that is. Instant gratification. Buggy! It's cool. We like to sand it, sand it. We like to sand it, sand it. And it's paint time. So look how easy it is once you have everything taped off. Look how fast this goes. Oh, you didn't see that. Check it out, so here we go. We are finished. Check these drawers out we painted. So other than the little bit of the shadow there, try and block the shadow, you can't see those lines. Remember those 2 holes that were right here from the drawer that we made, from the handle from the holes that we made too low? And they are gone. So look at this paint job. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? So I didn't need to paint all the rest of the cabinets on this side. So what I did is I just put a tape line right here and then taped around the corner here. And so that's how we did that. So, and then on this side, look at this. We finally got our 8 cabinet doors in. That's so exciting. For the past couple of years or so, we just had them all open like this. And so now you can see we can store about 14 cans in a bottom shelf. So we got plenty of places to put our food. And so we got the soft close hinges too. Looks good, doesn't it? From back here, there's the island. Looks great. It measures about 10 feet long, about 4 feet wide. Nice big kitchen island. Okay,